All right, ladies and gents, here we are, Group C action in Titans League. We come into this series with these players seemingly fighting for second and third place. Now, there are chances, in fact, there's very slight chances, but chances that either could get first. That seems unlikely at this point. Hera has played more sets than them, but Hera has so many wins despite only have one series remaining. But yeah, it does feel like Capoch and JorDan have been the second and third best so far, even though we've seen less series from, let's say, JorDan, and we'll see exactly who performs well today. Capoch has 5 wins after 3 rounds. JorDan has 4 wins after 2 rounds. And even later on today, we're actually going to see Capoch play his final round. So the order in which the rounds have been played, not exactly in the order that we would have wanted, but with everything else going on, we've got to get their rounds done. And we'll see how things shape up. Capoch is playing as the Gurjaras. Of course, sending all of his sheep or goats to his mill there. Gets a food trickle. It's very nice. And then JorDan's gone for the Tatars, and I've actually seen this exact matchup multiple times on this map. I think it was Doubt, ACCM. I think it was also like Bad Boy and Heart and Gold League, actually. But yeah, what I'll be interested on is, will we actually see a second mill on the Shorefish? I guess it's kind of harder to locate at the start of a game, but villagers on Shorefish bring in food much faster than villagers on berries. But Kilimanjaro, normally the game does not go on for a very long time. Normally it's a lot of aggression. Capoch is a very wall-based player. He likes to wall a lot on these types of maps. So I'll be curious to see if JorDan maybe has a strategy in mind to stop that. But also, JorDan is I don't want to say he's a passive player, but he's a very safe meta player. He doesn't really break the meta with any crazy aggression. So I think we could see both these two try and play calculated and defensive in the Feudal Age, and then try and take it to Castle Age where we see the real aggression come in. But yeah, it's an intentional change to the map where there's always 2 shorefish on the same pond. And shout out to T-West, by the way, for helping me with all the maps. I'll actually be casting the final 2 sets of the day with T-West today, so it'll be cool to bring him in. We can just fanboy over all our map changes. I bring it up a lot. I hope people don't get annoyed by it. Like, I think the reason I bring it up a lot is because it's important, but also I think there's just details that a lot of you guys don't realize that go into a lot of this stuff. And I don't really know how it goes for a lot of other events. I imagine everyone gives their input, but like the maps and the balance is something that I always take a great deal of pride in. And so we look at all this stuff a lot and really want to make sure that we're happy with it. And so with that, I obviously want to chit chat about it from time to time. Did Gurjaras win all those? I mean, I remember ACCM versus Doubt, the Gurjaras won. And what seemed to be the theme there was just the fact that Doubt couldn't really get the Archer Mass going, and Shravamsha Camel is very, very strong combination. But a big reason to pick the Tatars is because you do more damage when fighting on top of the hills. And then you also get more food on your sheep, and there's kind of limited food on this map. So I think this is absolutely a fine start here for JorDan. Pushing in all the ostrich as well. And JorDan has done what I consider to be the right move, and he has gone for those shorefish. And Capoch still able to have the same uptime, though, without having to take it, which shows you just how good the Gurjara eco is. And he's going to push in his final little ostrich here. And the thing is, if you're going to go scouts against the Gurjaras, their camel scout starts to do the extra bonus damage in feudal. So it's really hard to be aggressive versus them. And it also feels like you could always play defensive and wall with the Gurjaras, because what normally stops walling is if the starting scout hits feudal and then has the potency to kill your vills. But what a lot of players do, and people are realizing this more and more with Gurjaras, is they just don't really even move out sometimes. Like, if Capoch saw that, for example, he would just chase it down and kill it. And I think if he sees it, he should turn around. And JorDan, oh, man. JorDan, you should be scared of your opponent's base here. He didn't actually see anything, though. And Capoch also not seeing it either. Obviously, he does need to find JorDan, too, so you can't just stay at home the whole time. But Loom wasn't in there for Capoch, I noticed. There he goes. Another thing about this map is the trees have 150 wood, not just 100. So you see, I think you want to go up fast, which is why you see players go for the Capoch, be careful, well played, which is why they go for the one lumber camp. But I also think one lumber camp makes way more sense when the wood lasts a little bit longer. And JorDan's scout is in here. Capoch just getting some walls down, and it's going to be scout rush for both players. Now it looks like Capoch has located JorDan. And again, I'm expecting scouts, some spearmen, and then players just trying to play safe. Players of this rank make it look very easy. Capoch sees the berries now. And, oh, that's kind of rough. JorDan, quick gate. Oh! Oh, that's so bad for Capoch. That is so bad. I was wondering why he decided to loop back there. You know, he saw the stable. He should have had an idea there would be walls, and he pays the price. And all those things I just said about that camel scout and being able to use the camel scout defensively in the scout rush just disappear there for Capoch. Well played there from JorDan, though. Still had a lot of work to do. The initial garrison was nice, but the gate trick was really nice to make sure those kills came in. JorDan should be able to get those walls down. Gold will be exposed. Capoch, if he gets his walls down, gold will be more protected. Capoch didn't add a single spearman. This is a weird start for me. I'm not sure I love the start from Capoch. He does have 2 vills, though. So, I mean, JorDan would pay a greater price to be able to get the kills. But Capoch doesn't really even try and fight. Normally, you're going to try and do that. He's going to try and quick wall the villagers in. Capoch has got to be frustrated with himself right now. If that camel scout is there, this never happens. This is just bad play here from Capoch to start off the series. Remember, JorDan's playing catch-up. JorDan really wants to be able to get wins stacked on top of Capoch so JorDan can confirm his place in the playoffs, but at a greater place. And, man, there's even got Spearman here, too. Oh. And here's Capoch, and oh, God, no, everything's going wrong. All his scouts are getting hit. All his villagers are dying. And I've said it a million times. I don't like it when players don't take the shore fish either. Great start here for JorDan. And he's feeling confident enough. He even goes in, doink, gets the 3rd villager kill of the game. Dang. Well, what you want to do now if you're JorDan is just play as cool and as comfortable as possible. You take no risks. He's got the spearman at home. He's transitioning to the gold. We'll transition into some farms. Just do not make mistakes if you're JorDan. You should have a better castle age time from here. But rough start here for Capoch. And questionable decision making. The biggest thing I don't get, obviously you lose the camel, and that's painful. Biggest thing I don't get is why no spearman, right? If you have the camel scout, then okay, I get it, not adding spearman, but you should probably have added spearman. Look, he still wants to take the shorefish, and he absolutely should be trying to take this for shorefish, but JorDan's just sitting here, and JorDan's going to make this as annoying as possible. And even behind this, JorDan's going to have some archers too. I mean, JorDan just looks so clean. Made sure this wasn't walled up. Does take a hit. Now sees the spearman. Now still really wants to bring those archers in, I'm sure. Blacksmith then for JorDan too. Scouts are going to leave for the time being. Spearmen are going to leave, and Capoch gets to breathe. All right. Do you keep making army in this case, or just consider what you need? Consider you have what you need. You mean in JorDan's position? It's situational, right? You do have to adapt based on what your opponent's doing as well. Sometimes if your opponent's making a lot more army, you might want to match that. JorDan's style, though, is just kind of do exactly what he's done. Fall back, even bring the spearman home. Hasn't moved forward to try and get in the walls. Like, I think that's some pressure I would have maybe felt. But no, didn't do that. In a position to defend himself every step of the way, and he's just going to build up. Now he's moving out, actually, but still building up towards the next stage. And Capoch just seems to be a little overwhelmed here, guys. And both players got some hits there on scouts. But unfortunately, this game has a habit of snowballing on you. Looks like... Did I miss the 4th villager going down, or did I show that? I think I showed it. I think it was around here. But You lose that many villagers, and you don't have that shorefish, and JorDan has as clean as a build as he's had here. You're going to be up against it in Feudal, and you're going to be up against it then in Castle Age as well. This could be, as we said, a really quick game, just not the type of quick game that we were maybe expecting here. Gurjara Spearman is the most useless unit. I mean, Gurjara Spearmen are just as effective as any other Spearman. Like, is there something I don't know about? About Gurjara Spearmen? I'm pretty sure they're just as effective as other Spearmen. Now, having the Camel Scout, obviously, is a great addition. And that might make you think that, you know, maybe you don't need Spearmen as frequently, but still very valuable in the Scout openings, right? The Capoch didn't have it. And again, it went from bad to worse for him when he lost his Camel Scout and then wasn't able to get any defense done. Hera declared it the most useless unit. Most useless unit. Does he even make these videos? Does somebody else make the scripts for these, bro? Is it because they don't get upgrades? It's interesting. I mean, yeah, you shouldn't make you shouldn't make Spearmen in the long term with Gurjaras. They have a lot of other options. It's so extreme, you know. The most useless unit. It's just classic video though, right? I do the same stuff. I made most useless unique tech video, so maybe it got on the most useless unit train, you know. They don't get pike. I thought they got pike. Do Gurjaras not get pikemen? I thought they get pikemen but no help. That actually, maybe it's a amazing learn moment for me, and I didn't know that. They don't get pikes. Oh, interesting. But I've never been in a position where I've ever really started to make them. Well, if that's the case, they would be worse than Turk. They do get pikes? They don't get pikes? Okay, so I'm getting differing opinions from chat. Well, I actually really like that they don't get pikemen. If that is the case. I thought they did, though, so maybe I'm wrong. But enough people are saying they don't. This game is such a disaster for Capoch. These villagers are trapped because of the second mining camp, so he's just lost 2 more vills. We're talking about if Gurjaras get pikemen. That's the conversation we're having instead of the actual game because of how horrible a start this is for the Argentinian. And, I mean, JorDan's going to break in here. And not the start you would want for Capoch, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling bummed for Capoch. I hope that he can turn it around. But remember how far ahead he was in 2 out of the 3 games that he ended up losing against Hera. And it felt like he definitely got a little tilted near the tail end of that series as well. And hopefully that tilt doesn't carry through into this series, as he will probably stabilize here. JorDan not going to lose any villagers here to this scout. That should be if he uses all villagers, that villager doesn't die, right? Right? I don't know anything. Oh, I do. I know everything. Okay. Villager doesn't die. Here come the Shravamsha Riders. I mean, the Shravamsha Riders are good. They're great against crossbowmen, actually. What you would want to do in this case, if you're JorDan, you have the stable, so you probably just want to add a camel or 2 as a buffer. But dang, man. Must be the spearman. Him making the spearman was the mistake, right? What do you guys think about the Shravamsha Rider these days? Does anyone else kind of like think they're great in some situations and awful in others? Initially, when the Civ was first released, the unit was insane. And I think, like, I always forget all the balance changes that have been made, but it really felt like it was just wild. But now it feels like you almost always need a unit to combine it with, and that is the issue here for Capoch. They're super fast, and so they're really good at raiding, and this would be the map for it, right? Because if there's a hole, dude, Shravamsha Riders can kill a bunch of your villagers. But Capoch is super far behind in economy here, and he knows it, so he's going to come forward with the Siege Workshop, and I like this decision. JorDan hasn't exactly held the hill here, has he? And Capoch, he needs to be less ambitious with that Siege Workshop. Place it more towards the top of the hill. I wish all Indian civs got them, especially Dravidians. Oh, please no, please no. I think it would be good to keep them to the Gurjaras. I think all civilizations having them, like, Hindustanis don't need another unit. Here's the fight. Let's see how this goes. So the way I describe how this unit works is it air quotes dodges, okay? But they don't dodge as much as they did in the past. And so they don't feel like the only thing that you can do against crossbows, especially if you've got a little bit of a buffer there in front. And this seems painful. It felt like that was the moment for Capoch, right? He doesn't have the second town center. JorDan has it. JorDan's even going to go for the third. That's a good TC spot, too, on that stone and gold. But, like, that had to be the moment for Capoch. He's going to keep trying here, obviously, and he absolutely should. Give it 1 or 2 more goes. See if JorDan makes any mistakes. But we knew the level JorDan was going to bring today. He's a very consistent player. Knew Capoch was the underdog in the series as well, though some people did say 2-1 Capoch in the predictions before the series started. A couple nice kills for him there. JorDan's still camping on the Siege Workshop, though. And JorDan's still able to defend. Yeah, so I guess my take on this Ravamsha is they're in a much better spot balance-wise, I think. I wasn't a fan of their state when they were initially brought in. But you also have to recognize when a unit's new, it's much harder for them to know what the balance is going to be like on that. Like, a new civilization is always tougher to balance because they haven't been able to test it. And here's more Ravamshas. No siege to back it up now. JorDan just took out that Siege Workshop, and here he goes. Let's see. Again, you've got decent camel numbers in front. He only has 1 upgrade on the camels. So you got to let the camels do their thing, and then micro there with the crossbows. And yeah, JorDan wrecks them. JorDan wrecks them. I mean, honestly, it was just a really poor opening from Capoch. I thought it was going to be completely fine. It's just a disaster feudal age. Very rarely do these two players make many mistakes in feudal. It's funny, you would think Kilimanjaro this happens more, villagers dying in feudal age. It actually hasn't historically. Players have just gone scouts, walled up, and then taken it to the next age. But in this game, JorDan got some great value that he's probably not going to find in future games. And JorDan goes up 1-0. So, good start for the German. Capoch will have to turn it around. Here's a look at the resources brought in this game. Obviously, the KD was a straight 2-0 KD. That was awesome. But yeah, JorDan was ahead in every single category there. Well played, JorDan. All right. So I was wondering, I'm not so sure about viewers, but I was really curious if JorDan was going to play the Mongols. And JorDan didn't play the Mongols despite all the hunt on this map. He's actually gone for the Italians. There's 3 boars in this map. So Mongols would be great, plus all the extra hunt. But JorDan wants to play towards the water, which is exactly the way Capoch likes to play it. And Capoch has gone for the Byzantines. Capoch's gold could be a problem. Like, it's on the back, right? Actually, both players have their golds next to the shoreline. Dang. And a pretty symmetrical map as far as Scandinavia is concerned, guys. Looks at the gold positions. I'm going to use the mini-map. You've got like 2 on the back. Others towards the edge of the map. 2 in the back. This one towards the edge of the map. This one more forward. But yeah, I'm a little interested to see exactly how they're going to play this here. Both players will probably naturally dock the side they're closest to. But both players will possibly contest the opponent's side as well. Though the thing is, you don't know in Scandinavia where their TC position is. Sometimes, like, Capoch could be here and JorDan could be here. So there is a lack of consistency there, and that is to promote scouting, which is, again, another reason why players want to move out early. And like JorDan, he's ready for wins. He might see that villager and go in and kill her. And does Capoch realize that he's been spotted here? Man, Capoch, he will be so frustrated if he loses this villager. Oh! He's trying to quick wall! What are you... Quick walling... Oh, Capoch not really quick walling and loses the villager. And the worst part about that is that JorDan only lost 3 HP on his scout. So it's not like Capoch could go over there to a weak scout. Yeah, that was we've seen quick walls many times, right? That was not the best quick walling attempt there. Capoch says hard to quick wall with 170 ping 11. Yes. And Jordan says yes. Well, that is a factor we had to think of, right? So I think like most likely, I don't know the exact server situation, but obviously we've got Argentina versus Germany here. And so if you've got, you know, these regions combined, you are looking at a higher ping game. Regardless, you know, JorDan, he took full advantage of it, and that's like pretty much a play you don't normally see from JorDan. Like, JorDan's not normally the early scouter. JorDan's maybe someone who's going to push in his deer. But, I mean, JorDan has now started off both games with really good Vil kills and very good starts. And Capoch, you know, him saying that, obviously, the frustration maybe set in from the first game, too. It's just, you really hope for the guy that he can still get some more wins on the board, because this is a conversation of who's going to be second, who's going to be third. That might not actually end up being the case if Capoch were to get 3-0'd here. We will actually find out today exactly what Capoch's total tally is. He came into this series having played 3 rounds already. But, you know, he will later on today play Ganji, who will be extremely motivated. And, I mean, if he gets 3-0'd here and then Ganji 2-1s him, like, maybe Capoch doesn't move on to the playoffs. Maybe there is a world where Capoch even gets relegated. I think Capoch is consistent enough and good enough to not be a player who's relegated, but we have to know, of course, what happens with everybody else. And Capoch's last series was a tilter as well. Exactly. Capoch could have beaten Hera 2 games. Like, there were 2 games where I think Hera, I obviously don't want to take anything away from the guy. He did not play as he should have possibly in those situations, particularly, I mean, the cross game was just, it was a crazy display of victory. It was a crazy display of aggression, excuse me, is what I meant to say, and an incredible victory. But Capoch absolutely should have had a win, if not 2, in that series, based on the game situations there. All right, so Capoch knows where JorDan is docked, and he's sending a villager to contest. JorDan, he knows that Capoch is likely docked over here. But remember, he came home with his scout, and it looks like JorDan's just going to play defense on his side, which is interesting. Why didn't Capoch attack the Dockville? Because it was loomed, and because JorDan's scout was around. So that would have been a disastrous move for him if he did that. But, I mean, JorDan's playing this very nicely. It's almost like he knows Capoch's strategy. And he knows Capoch's strategy, so he thinks there's going to be 1 dock coming over here. And 2 dock production beats 1. So JorDan has kind of read him like a book here, I think. And, I mean, it's just spot on right now. And I think he's even bringing the scout over to confirm it. Maybe even bringing the Vil to look. Capoch should still complete this dock, by the way. But JorDan would have slight timing here to deny it. You should never get to deny this, though. I think Capoch, yeah, he should complete this. And JorDan's trying. Galley's on the way. Dock will complete. But man, the Galley edition even is so sick here from JorDan. He's going to kill the villager now. Oh, man. This is so smart from JorDan. I mean, again, I think he knows Capoch's strategy. And he's played it to perfection here. Kills the villager. Capoch will have to give up on the dock. Capoch will unlikely be in a position to kill fishing ships. Now, however, on the other side, it's not like JorDan's killing the fishing ships from Capoch. So Capoch is just going to fish away. The JorDan is played into defense. Congratulations, but you still have fewer fishing ships than Capoch does at the moment. JorDan playing up towards walls, though. And could always add additional fishing ships from his own pond, which it seems like he's doing now. Out of 3 docks, by the way. So he's going to go for a crazy fish boom there. And Capoch, I guess he's not going to give up on water here. I mean, I don't think you should. Still, you do have Byzantine fires that work a bit faster. So that's not necessarily a bad thing to work from, but you are just outnumbered here on water. And he's going to play towards walls and eco, and maybe towards Castle Age. Here he's trying to get revenge on JorDan. Let's see if JorDan can get the quick walls down. And JorDan gets the walls down. The scout obviously helped. And Capoch, he made the comment earlier about the ping. And he sees that. Ugh, not fun to see. But he does get the hill. More downhill hits. JorDan microing elsewhere. JorDan gets the hill now, and it's very close. JorDan ends up getting the kill. He was just 5 HP away from getting that final kill. So it was 8 versus 5. Now Capoch is in the dark on this too. So not a great situation if you're in Capoch's shoes. But what you want to do is you want to scout your shoreline. And you need to verify that JorDan hasn't docked there. This is a great time. JorDan, what is this wall, bro? Are you kidding me? I mean, I guess he doesn't have to wall that much. It's just kind of cracking me up. He's on the other side of the map, man. But okay. It's just typical JorDan style. Just boom, add eco, go to Castle Age behind walls, and figure it out from there. Crap, what was I even saying before? Oh, yeah, this would be a great time for JorDan to send Naval. Because Capoch can't scout it. So, the perfect time to try it. Capoch has had the fire ship patrolling, though, so there's likely that Capoch could find it. Let's see if JorDan notices this. Now, you don't get a signal if you're Capoch when you're attacking other things. JorDan will get the attack signal. So, it's still possible that Capoch didn't notice that there. And Capoch did pop out over here with more fires as his dock was almost down. Is actually taking pretty decent fights. But again, you know, the key here is his dock is almost down. And JorDan could always make a little bit more in the way of Navy and probably clear this up. It's cheaper to go up to the next, to every age if you are the Italians. It is cheaper to go up to the Imperial Age if you're Byzantine. So that'll be a conversation when they both make it to Castle. However, Capoch has done a really nice job. He actually has the resources to go Castle already. He's just missing his buildings. And let's see. Will JorDan use the scout to try and distract the fire? He's trying to go as far away from this as possible. Oh, no! So good from JorDan, though, right? That's so good, man. Capoch is on the way up, still producing here from this dock. We'll see if that next ship is even going to come out. And he's going to have a few archers now. And Capoch is coming across here. This is still not walled. And Capoch has also found JorDan's dock over here. So he knows JorDan's dock is over here. He's waltzing through on this side. JorDan's going to wall this right now, actually. No way. Is this for a siege workshop or is this for Navy? I can't even tell. It almost feels like it's for siege. Oh, he's going to make a house there. What direction is JorDan's villagers going to go? I'm really excited for this. Okay. So the villager will likely path this way. Capoch will also get vision now from the house. Feels like it's for a siege workshop, right? And JorDan's like, okay. And so he re-walls it. And is he going to trap these two vills in here? Now there's Archer on the way to kill that vill. There's still a gap. Man, I love the fact that JorDan's fished. I don't like the fact that he doesn't even have a barracks yet. Like, what was his plan? Full boom, I guess? Capoch is behind. Obviously, he's going to pressure you, right? We'll obviously contest water. Capoch definitely needs to keep an eye on that. But all right. Where are these villagers going? Okay, here they go. Gill nets immediately from JorDan. Upgrades his ships. He's going to go siege defense. Looking good for JorDan if he can defend with the siege and pressure on the water. We have the war galley upgrade as well for Capoch, as he wants to contest on water. By the way, if you're new and you're wondering why war galley, which is a type of ship, is being upgraded to upgrade fire ships, and you think that maybe they could change the name of the upgrade, make it a little bit more clear for people who are new, I agree with you. I made a video on that. I think that'd be really cool. I think it's also good for balance that it works the way it works, but like, still feels weird that that's our normal. Just Age of Empires 2 logic, I guess. Pressure on. JorDan's gonna have to execute with the siege. And he didn't see there was a siege workshop from Capoch. I think he was expecting there to be a dock here, because of where the villagers were. That's a funny spot for an outpost, as Capoch is looking to pressure. And he still has to defend here, which is going to be not so easy. But then again, it won't be so easy for JorDan to push because the demo's coming in. The demo's coming to town. Where are you going to run? Bam! Great demo there from Capoch. And over here, he's killed a couple villagers as well as lost a couple crossbows. But this is great recovery here from Capoch, considering he doesn't have the fish boom. Repairs there from JorDan. Capoch has the Mangonel, though. Mangonel is on the way here for JorDan. And we're going to have Monastery, too. But look at that food count, man. JorDan's got crazy food income right now. It's just Monk Siege defense for him as he loses most of his control there. Does find a fishing ship killer, too. This is very valuable from JorDan that he was able to squeak by. Micro matters a lot for Capoch right now, and it's good dodging from both players here. It's a guessing game. JorDan guesses correctly. He guesses wrong that time, and Capoch gets what he needs. Some early momentum in the Mangonel War. Now, he doesn't actually have the next Mangonel in queue. It is now on the way. Man, Capoch. If you knew that it was just monks in here, you would run right by that TC. Oh, man, that would be so valuable for him. Oh, my God, that shot from Capoch, though, that was crazy. Look, there's just not any villagers in that TC, so it's not going to fire many arrows. You could actually have run around here. But that always does feel a little uncomfortable with this style of push because you always want your crossbowmen and your monks and everything to be together. We got Redemption now for JorDan. He lands a nice attack round there. JorDan wants to convert this siege, but there's a hole here. And all Redemption's in. And a conversion. JorDan kills a Vil, loses the Mangonel. The crossbows are over here. This is crazy. Capoch, if he could just kill 5 to 10 villagers with this, I think he'll end up being okay. Even if he can't push any longer. He's done a lot of harassment here, and it's not so easy for JorDan to get his eco right. Oh, gosh. Oh, big attack rounds. There's just so much siege, and there's so many monks, and JorDan... Nice recovery here, as messy as it has been. Monk trying to convert. Oh my God, that's just Capoch's day in a nutshell. That is just Capoch's luck in a nutshell. Are you kidding me? Oh my. The monk was on 1 HP when he got the conversion. Dude, I am so tilted for Capoch. Poor Capoch, man. Are you kidding me? With what happened in the previous series versus Hera and now this, what a tilter. That monk was so close to death. He was already halfway up to heaven with God when he converted that Mangonel. And now JorDan can breathe. And JorDan gets to add those farms now, and JorDan still has the economy lead. Capoch, no easy way to push. Capoch adds his 3rd TC. But he has not had that fish boom that JorDan has had. It's been a very easy, clean fish boom, efficient fish boom. In Byzantines, it's all about that timing, right? It's all about the early imp timing that changes the game for them. I think it's going to be very hard to execute on that early imp timing. And Capoch might lose his buildings here in a second. But he is coming in again. He's fearless, this guy. Still wanting to kill as many villagers as possible. In fairness, it took ages for that conversion. I know, it was just... I'm not saying it was an unlucky or a lucky conversion for JorDan necessarily. It was just so crazy how that monk could have died at any point, and he decided to get the conversion right before he ended up dying. JorDan, I would love for you to make a demo here. Can you please do that? Okay, he's not going to do that. Here we have Redemption from Capoch. And naturally, he just has to delete his monk. But you can understand why Capoch would go for Redemption to convert the siege. There's a lot of siege out there. JorDan had already thought ahead with Atonement, though, to convert the monks. And JorDan's just flying. This is what he wanted. He wanted to defend from the early aggression. He wanted to get into the better boom and take this to the late game. And that's precisely where he's at now. And Capoch is in full stabilization mode. He has to somehow recover, and monks are going to be his answer. And here he goes for conversion. Now, he's not going to get it. It's Capoch. He's not going to get it. Oh, he gets it. Okay, well, that's good. All is fair and a decent recovery for him then. He should fire and delete. Fire and delete. Fire and... No. Delete it. Delete it. Delete it. Oh, the monk's dead. The monk's dead! Capoch with the recovery. Oh, my goodness. And suddenly, Jordan's got no siege here. And we've got some crossbows that could move forward. What a great job there from Capoch. Getting some value from those weak crossbows that were right there on that wall a second ago. But, I mean, all the excitement's there, and I get the people hyped, and then you look at the situation again, and you're like, ooh, actually, Jordan's gonna complete this castle. He's gonna secure that gold. He will be in the Imperial Age. What is his plan? Will we see him drop barracks and go for some condos? I could see that as an opening. I think that would make sense. I see him getting cav armor now, so maybe considering stables more than anything. But we see Jordan possibly, try and redock again. I don't think it's that important now. Feels like this is the area he wants to pressure. Capoch still hoping. Okay, I need imp. I need imp. If I'm imp faster, I can drop a castle. I can win the Trebor. I'm Byzantines. And that barracks from Jordan, that's probably just so he can end up making the stable, as he'll need that first. Great job from Capoch again to apply some pressure here. Capoch, because Pesh in German means unlucky. Well, I mean, to be fair to him, there hasn't been a lot of... There have been some instances where, as someone just said, the 50-50s have gone against Capoch, but Jordan killing the villager at the start was not unlucky. That is Jordan playing really good Age of Empires and knowing there's going to be a dock. This, Jordan also knew exactly what was going to happen, prepped, and killed the villager. Like, there hasn't really been, as we see another big shot there from Jordan, a ton of luck involved in Jordan's success here. But I think combining... Oh, it's Petch. Is that how I pronounce it? Petch? Okay, thank you, Germans. But, I think I still have that Capoch Hera series in my mind, and he was so close to getting wins there, and it's got to be disheartening for the guy at this point. I hope you guys remember this. Capoch, he had concluded all of his games in the first season, and in order to get fourth place... No, to go to third place, he needed Song to get a win versus Backed. And the score was 2-0 for Backed, and then Backed was winning the third game. And there's footage of this. I think we even edited it into my video if someone wants to link it. Nice little moonwalking monk there. And Song starts to come back. And Capoch was casting it with his buddy. And at the start, he's like slouching. And he's all upset. And all like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But then near the end, he's like screaming, Vamos, vamos, vamos! Go, Song, go, Song. He was freaking out, right? As Song eventually got the win that he needed. So the reason I bring this up is because Song or Capoch is no stranger to having it go down to the wire in Titans League. That's exactly what happened in the first season. But he doesn't want those types of scenarios here. He very much wants this to be a game that, a series, that could define things for him and put him in a more comfortable position. And I have to say, guys, Jordan had this faster imp. Jordan had the better eco. And look at the populations right now. If there was one flaw of Jordan's play, it's sometimes playing too passive and too safe. He has no trebs. He's got a couple archer ranges. He's making skirms. That's it from Jordan. No bombard cannons yet. What is Jordan's plan? It looks like just farming away, grabbing relics. He's going to have 3 relics. But, man, I mean, the Byzantines don't care about your freaking relics, man. Byzantines have so many cheap units. And there's still plenty of gold accessible for Capoch, too. If he were to find this, which he does have vision on, that could be helpful. Now, Capoch knows about Jordan's castle there. Jordan knows about Capoch's castle here. We've got the 2 opposing castles on the hills. And right now, it's just going to be ranged unit army. And Capoch is actually going to try and run through this direction. Jordan sees he's been spotted now. And he's going to bring his skirms over, I'm sure. So I think Capoch is realizing that maybe he needs to leave here. Capoch went for chemistry before ballistics. Because he likely wants bombard cannons. That was an intentional decision on his part. But not having ballistics there is obviously a little awkward for him. And he's got to get out of here. But again, he's got to make the bombard cannon, something that, for whatever reason, JorDan isn't making, which is a shock to me. Does the Hussar switch make sense? I think you max out on your ranged units and your and bombard cannons first. And I would be a little hesitant about making Hussars against the Italians when they have a castle. Because if they see that, they just make some Genoese, which are quite good. Yeah, so I think Skirmisher, Arbalest, Bomber Cannon from Byzantines is what I would expect the most here. And Skirmishers for JorDan are finding nice little areas to get some pickoffs. But he doesn't have his full group here. Like, this other group was way over here. So he actually could have cut this whole army off, and he never really chased it down. And JorDan still... I guess he was just late on chemistry, which is crazy, because Italians do have the cheaper university technologies. Manganel gets bopped. Well played. Nice defense here from Capoch. The monks also with Byzantines helping out and healing up. And Capoch has got a real chance here. It's comeback time. He's back in this game, guys. JorDan dominated the early stages. Uh-oh. JorDan says, I don't need to make bombard cannons when I can convert bombard cannons. Awkward. Kill the monk. Gets the monk. There you go. JorDan has more monks on the way. JorDan's skirmishers are killing a lot of these arbs, though. Capoch is probably regretting making so many. He probably wishes he would have just made skirms. He's Byzantines after all. It's pretty cheap for him. He also only has 4 ranges. JorDan's working off of like 6 or 7 right now. And there's the bombard cannon converted. It does get shot down immediately, though, which is important to note. And Capoch sees the bombard cannon there from JorDan. He can't quite get it, though. It's a sloppy one right now. It's a super sloppy one. We've got random bombard cannons and monks and skirms. It's just skirm war is all we're really going to see. All anyone should ever make right here is skirms as they peck into the counter to said skirms, which is what JorDan is doing. Okay. Backing away. JorDan is about to have his second castle. He's got a nice position here to pressure too. That's actually where Capoch's 2 relics are. I was wrong. Capoch has ranges over here. I forgot about those. So he's producing from different locations. Now the Hussar switch makes sense. So you're like kind of near population. You use this time where you're moving in with the skirms to get those upgrades. So when you do switch, it becomes very strong. JorDan with some nice split micro here. Trying his best to kill the bombard cannons. It's a risky game. And JorDan backs away for now. Okay. Also, I just heard something go down. It sounded like a treb went down. Did you guys see what happened? Sorry, I looked like down here or somewhere. I don't even remember where I looked at this point, but I just heard what sounded like a trebuchet dying. It was a crunching sound. Maybe it was a mangonel or something. So JorDan has the blacksmith upgrades in a couple minutes ahead. But he doesn't have the bombard cannon and treb numbers. Okay. Interesting. JorDan also only has 4 on golds, which I'm sure he'll realize. But, I mean, he's got gold there he could take and gold here. Capoch has a castle on this gold, for example. So he's had a lot more gold income. Italian Hussars are, like, superior. Compared to Byzantine Hussars. They get full upgrades, actually. So they get Bloodlines and Blast Furnace. Those are 2 upgrades that are missing for the Byzantines. But still, Byzantines do get fully armored Hussar. It's still very helpful. And Byzantines have the easier way of defending with how crazy HP is on their castles. Here... Surprised Capoch didn't dive in. I guess we've got the raids now. This is where Capoch starts to have some problems. Great job from JorDan. Capoch thought he was going to be the one surprising, and 3 bombard cannons got converted. Your eyes do not deceive you. 3 out of the 4 bombard cannons got converted. JorDan can now take out the Trebs with those cannons as well. Oh, man. Great job from JorDan, though, because the raids came in. Capoch had to look there, and he looks away from the front for a second. And everything falls apart. Dang. Man, you wouldn't normally associate that type of thing with JorDan either. Like the crazy monk conversions and the knowledge to use them in those times. It's just not a JorDan thing usually. But he's a well-rounded player, and he showed it here. Again, I think his prep was freaking awesome to know exactly what Capoch would send at him. This is a little wasteful for JorDan. This might be intentional. Like, he'll just get what stone he can and won't be too upset if he loses the villagers. And now he moves in and just sees more siege, and now Capoch is falling apart. Which is wild, because Capoch still somehow has more population. I think it's because... I actually don't know why that is exactly. But I think JorDan's population is going to be 200 before you know it. The skirmishers aren't going to last very long here. And Capoch needs a way somehow to hit the siege. And there's just so much castle fire. And without bloodlines, there's just not an easy way of you getting in there towards those trebuchets with your hussars. JorDan's castles are kind of like stacked in a line here, which make it awkward to approach. And here is hussars going in after a bombard cannon. He's going to get that one. He's going to get this treb. And then he might even use the skirms here versus the next one if he sees it. He just wants his trebs to keep firing. JorDan's actually not firing on the castle. He's firing on the treb, I think. I don't know. Very confusing, to be honest, what's happening here. Very hard to make sense of this whole situation. Now JorDan is losing all of his trebs, and Capoch didn't lose the other treb. Okay, well, as we all expected, Capoch is pushing back. We certainly would have expected Capoch to have some crazy fight in him. And that's precisely what he's showing here. And Capoch, 170 pop. Still sees reason to fight. JorDan getting Pavise, though. And this is what I'd mentioned before. I think just like 10 Genoese crossbow, 10 to 15 mixed in with your skirms, becomes very helpful if hussars ever come in. You don't actually need to fully commit to it. I think even just the standard version alone, not even elite, is still very strong. Just because of the bonus damage. It does feel like, though, that Capoch is 1 or 2 steps behind, right? And he's 1 or 2 options behind. He doesn't have the same strength of the hussars. He doesn't have any pikemen teched into yet. JorDan just sees a treb, picks off a treb. This is great rating from Capoch, but at the end of the day, JorDan was already here. JorDan can still head right back to that gold. JorDan also has all 5 relics at home. So it's just, I think Capoch, you can't really tech switch here. You're stuck with what you've got. You have to hope that Hussar and Skirm does it for you, and he's producing as quickly as he can. But JorDan's in the much better position, even though Capoch has 60-some on food, which is pretty crazy to see. But yeah, Hussars will get through. We might actually see JorDan consider the Elite Genoese Crossbowman upgrade, by the way. He's got the resources for it. I think if you're floating the resources, why not? Because straight Hussar is going to be... Hussar Skirm, it doesn't cost gold otherwise, right? It's just more so the siege, and he's got so much on gold. And oh, man. JorDan playing so good here today. And some frustrating moments for Capoch. I think it became more clear that he was frustrated because of his chatter about the quick wall early. But I think back to those early moments as I watched JorDan destroy. I think denying the dock originally was epic. Understanding that Capoch would dock his side and killing that villager and then fish booming set him up for everything else in this game. And then Capoch had some great pressure, and even then, JorDan, a fast monk upgrades, siege defense, played it well. Capoch made him work for it, but he had all the answers. Finally, Blast Furnace there on the way in for JorDan. Capoch is in a serious situation. Like, if he gets 3-0'd by JorDan, even now if he even wins the next game, which we'll obviously have to see, the situation for the others in Group C become a bit brighter as Capoch loses these games to JorDan. I'll talk more about that. But again, JorDan knew exactly how Capoch wanted to play, played very clean this game. And I think even the Italians was a real confident move here from JorDan. He could have gone for the Mongols to use the hunt, but then the hunt runs out, and then Mongols maybe struggle with their tech tree later on. JorDan's like, you know what? Let's go with the Italians. I can play this game better than this guy. I know what he's going to do, and I can out-micro, out-macro, and then out-strategize later. 2-0 for Jordan. So real quick, before that next game starts, I'm going to tab out. This is going to be a little awkward. Actually, let's first look at this. Jordan didn't actually collect that much more in the way of resources. And yes, he did give Capoch a real opportunity there in early imp. I think he was a little passive there, but he ultimately does those things for map control. But okay, so let's just look at the table. Apologies for how awkward this looks. So as it stands, okay, so Jordan's hasn't been updated, right? But let's just forget about Jordan. Let's just look at Capoch and the others. Let's say Capoch gets 3-0'd. So that means after this series, he will have one more round remaining, which we'll also cast today. He has 5 wins. Ganji would have 3 more rounds remaining on 2 wins. Kingston would have 3 more rounds remaining with 1 win. Miguel, even, there's a world where Miguel, who has played 3 rounds and only has 1 win, could actually surpass Capoch if he went, 3-0, 3-0. So everyone like Ganji, Kingston, Miguel are all rooting for Jordan right now. They want Jordan to get this 3-0 because that gives them chances of either staying alive in the group and getting to like 4th or 3rd, or, even moving into the playoff positions, which would be 2nd or 3rd. So, yeah. Anyways, exciting times. Sorry, that showed no spoilers of anything that I've casted today, what I just showed you right there. So you don't have to worry about spoilers on Viper Tato, which I did cast earlier today. All right. So, game 3, Capoch needs a win. Just like badly needs every win that he can. He's not an awful spot at 5 wins total, but getting 3-0'd puts him under even more pressure in the final series, a series where he will ultimately be a favorite, I think, against Ganji, which will be covered later on today, but still. It looked good with 5 wins with 2 sets left, but now 5 wins with only 1 left in this set doesn't look so good. So he's playing as the Turks. I put on record many times, I do think the Turks are the superior civilization in this matchup. And I think they're even more superior on fortified clearing than they are arena. Because Bohemians don't really have as much mobility as the Turks. And there's more ways to use the mobility on this map because of the sides. So I was shocked. Jordan actually picked fortified clearing as his home map. And then he had the first civ pick, and he picked Bohemians. So that was the civ he wanted. He couldn't go for Burgundians. I think that was banned. I forget what all the bans were. But Turks was open, which Capoch picked later on. So clearly Jordan disagrees with me. He feels very comfortable with the Bohemians. There are things on the side to talk about, but the key here, guys, the key is always the middle, right? In this matchup, and this map in general, like, losing access to the middle, someone getting a forward castle on your face and pressuring you with a faster imp, let's say, all those things are just devastating and really tough to deal with. And yeah, you could argue that pushing the middle is less effective on this map because there's areas to escape, yes. But players normally build up all their buildings in their base. They have the second TC close by here. I mean, still losing control of this region. Just because you can save the villagers, that doesn't necessarily mean it's good because you need your villagers working to be able to fight back. So walls in the front, no walls on the side. Jordan going to add walls on the side now so he can freely go for fast castle. Oh my god, this is the biggest dad joke of the day. My dog loves Bohemians because she loves Wagenberg tactics. Ha! Get it, guys? Get it? Because it's a dog, and the dog wags its tail, and Bohemians have a tech called Wagenberg tactics? That's right. I made the joke even more cringy because I explained it. Telling jokes 101 is you don't explain your jokes, right? Speaking of jokes. So earlier today, someone in my chat said, what's the difference between a marine biologist and a dog? And the answer is one tags a whale and the other wags its tail. And I was like, oh, a marine biologist joke. I'm going to send this to my fiance because she probably doesn't know this because she's a marine biologist. And I texted her and she said, I know that one, lol. Way to go, guys. Way to go. All right. I didn't get the joke. Please elaborate further. All right. So the Bohemians are an Age of Empires 2 civilization. To fully elaborate, we first need to start off with, what is Age of Empires 2? So Age of Empires 2, no. I'm not going to do that. So I have seen the Turk player go for Scouts and Light Cav. I've also seen the Turk player go for Castle Drop. Capoch is probably more of a boomer style, more of an eco style. Oh, Jordan, bro. Are you seriously going to make Capoch's day even worse than it already has been? Oh, nice job from Capoch. Capoch will be fine. He will be fine. He has his scout here. Jordan was thinking about the lame. And Capoch just had to delay his boar for a moment. Okay. 9 on wood from Capoch is something that's a little out of the ordinary here. But then again, you are walling the sides. And man, Jordan has clicked up super fast here. Can he actually fast castle off at this time? Normally, if you're walling at all, you're adding an extra villager or 2 onto your more standard builds. And the builds that I've been seeing on Arena have been 24 population. Now, Capoch is now going to attack Jordan's scout. Jordan will hit Feudal Age soon and could get the edge in the Scout War because of that. And Capoch getting a few extra hits, so that's helpful. But the last thing Capoch is expecting is for Jordan to be up as fast as he is. Like, he might be thinking, let's go back because he might go 25 pop or 26 pop, but he's not expecting this. Now, if this happens to you, the best thing you can do is trade off your HP, and I'm going to explain why in a second. So you're going to lose, you could lose your scout, you can try and run, but if you weaken the scout and at least trade off the HP, it can't kill your villagers, and Jordan's going to lose the scout! Wait a second, what's the HP? 6 HP versus 3. Okay, so Jordan still needs 2 hits to kill it, and then Capoch, well, unless Jordan had the hill, of course, Capoch would just need 1, so that was actually not bad for Capoch. Jordan Blacksmith, Jordan Market. Man, this build is just at the limit. Doesn't feel like it's perfect. It does feel like he's going to have to use the market a little bit. But he does it, and he clicks up to the next stage. All right. And Capoch will just wall up. Capoch not on stone. Capoch will also have a build which is somewhat flawed. But he'll be going for a stable to add light cav to patrol around the map. I don't know what it is, and I have to look at it. But there must also be something that where there's a minor difference with resources available on this map when compared to Arena. I might need to compare the amount of sheep. But it always feels a teensy little bit more awkward. And I don't think it's just the walling aspect, because I also felt that when I wasn't walling. So it would make sense to me that maybe there's only... I don't know. I actually kind of want to look. This is live, so let's just look. Start of the game. No, sheep is still 8 sheep. I think deer can be 3 sometimes and 4 other times, which is the same as Arena. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll skip ahead. How many sets are left for today? Trying to decide if I go to bed and watch from there. XD. We have 2 more sets after this. We have Sebastian and Sito. I think it's Sebastian Sito next. It's definitely Sebastian. It would make sense it's Sebastian Sito. And then the final series of the day will actually be Capoch, who we already are seeing here, versus Ganji. So let me look at the dates just to give you guys an idea since we're chilling. So let me tell you what the final week of Titans League is going to look like. You ready? So once the group stage is completed and everything, in both gold and platinum, we will have 4 players in gold. So the winning player of each group in gold is automatically promoted to platinum for the next season. So that will be established. The 6th of February, as Jordan drops the town center here, we have 2 best of 5s to determine the other, like 2 more players that are promoted into platinum for the next season. So we have gold playoffs. The 7th of February, we have the additional 2 playoffs. And after the 6th and 7th, we will basically have our 8 players who are going to be promoted to Platinum for the next season. Goal to be finished. Then we have the... I'm going basically based on memory here, but it should be fine. Then the 8th, we have the round of 12 day. So we have 4 best of 5s in the same day. Round of 12 playoffs for Platinum. This is also really smart from both players to either keep their weak scout at home or heal it up like JorDan did. And JorDan's got to be careful. That could actually be a conversion. That conversion started a long time ago. Okay, it's not a conversion like Cav win all. But yeah, we own that Wednesday. We have the round of 12, 4 best of 5s. Then we have the next day we have 2 quarterfinal best of 5s. Day after that, 2 more quarterfinal best of 5s. Day after that, 2 semifinal best of 7s. And then after that, we've got the final best of 7 on its own day. So it's going to be a full week to close out Titans League, which is the 2nd week of February. Obviously, leading up to that, we're going to have lots of stuff in the group stage too, because we still have to find out exactly where all these players are going to place. So, it's been fun. But this is why I seem to get excited about the Turks. It's the light cav around the map. Fairly easy to get the relics in the middle. For JorDan, he seems to be wanting to get the relics on the side right now because he's scared of the middle, and that would make sense. If I'm Capoch, I would possibly send one of my light cav around to the sides, and you can see Capoch is now thinking about that. Already had placed gates on both sides, so he could do that. Thing I'll say about JorDan, though, he was faster to the town centers. He's been on 3 TCs for a minute. Actually, maybe like half a minute because this TC just completed. And he's got his wood eco upgrade in, which is nice. But yeah, Capoch should be able to get all 5 relics fairly easily in the middle because there's no scout pressure from JorDan at all. We have some aggression here on the left side. Light cav finding the scout. There's no monks on the way for Capoch, and I like this. I don't think you need to send monks this way, but I'm not sure you necessarily want to chase JorDan. It's tricky, though. Like, giving JorDan 1 relic is fine. Killing his scout is just going to be much easier for your life in the future, I think. Yeah, so what's the speed difference between a light cav? Isn't it the same? Oh, wow, scout is slightly faster, 1.55, and light cav's 1.5. Huh. Spearmen from JorDan. Capoch didn't see them before. And again, a pretty long conversion, but light cav do resist some conversions. They have bonus against monks. They're the go-to unit there. Should be at least 3 relics for Capoch. And then if your opponent adds spearmen, you can use your monks to convert those spearmen. Scout coming all the way home. Very easy for Capoch to forget about this. It's been a long time since he clicked that scout on this scout. We could see a garrison from JorDan, and TCs don't hit anything for some reason. Oh, if Capoch wouldn't have run, I think maybe it would have been different. He was looking in the middle, though, where he converted his spear. And JorDan's going to convert that back, so Capoch deletes it. But that scout is sitting here on low HP, and it'll just be healed up here by JorDan. Would JorDan try hand cannons? I think there's actually a chance that he will try hand cannons. Initially, I was going to say no. But the fact that he's added the university right now makes me think that he might do that. And I remember ACCM had a beautiful game. Yeah. ACCM had a crazy game against Valis a couple weeks ago where he siege towered with the hand cannons. And I just reminded myself that I need to try and get that to the main YouTube channel, but it's been busy. The idea of adding the hand cannons, it does delay your Imperial Age time, but it takes map control, and I think it solves the main problem of this matchup is if Turks take map control against you. If you take map control against them, I think you can accomplish a lot more. Oh man, risky business here for these monks for JorDan, though. He thinks he can move out, but can you move out when there's light cav and your spears are going to be converted in Capoch? Beautiful execution. That was as perfect as it gets. JorDan's going to fall apart now. He still doesn't have chemistry completed, so I'm not sure why he's still out here. I think even though he's killed the monk, he could lose these villagers. And then again, he does have a few more spearmen. Capoch sees the villagers now. Must be thinking, wait a second, archer range? What? And all right, I misjudged it a little bit. JorDan is going to be able to complete this range anyways. Capoch has 4 relics. This monk seems to be looking for one. So JorDan, yeah, he had gotten the other one from that side. There's also a monk heading this way. So that could be 6 total for Capoch, if not more. But now JorDan can make a couple hand cannons. And I think you go like 5 to 10 hand cannons. And then you just drop your castle on the front. That's what you want to accomplish here. I love how making hand cannons in Castle Age isn't completely meta. Nice job here from JorDan. But it's seen enough these days, right? A nice micro here from JorDan as he kills another light cav. Capoch is just going to invite the spearman in. And micro away. It's actually super annoying, though. The spearman killed... The spearman ended up killing the light cav there, so that was effective. All right, Capoch, you have all your relics on the front. Are you going to run with your relics, bro? I think you might need to. I don't think he's expecting his opponent to be making them now. And JorDan's going for the siege tower. I'm literally jumping right now. Let's go. Let's go. This is exactly what ACCM had done. So now I could just say, hey, YouTube, if you see this, you could just go watch the other game that Hardy's going to like maybe link in the description or something. I'm just going to press a little button because that game was really cool. ACCM kind of started it, but JorDan's like, how do I break through the walls? Oh, I know. I'm going to make a siege tower. Dang. And the relics are right there. Like castle dropping or any crazy forward pressure against someone who gets more relics than you isn't a big deal if you show up here like this. Wow. Crazy. I mean, Capoch will be in faster, and he does get chemistry for free, so it'll be in I guess 90 seconds, but he might lose all of his relics. If I'm JorDan, I add a bunch of monks, and oh, actually, he's gonna drop a castle in here. Yo, let's go! Hand cannons use the siege tower. It's only fair the villagers get to. My voice picked the wrong time to be awkward. So I think Capoch could still actually be okay. He's going to drop his castle here. He has his own archer ranges, so he could make his own hand cannons soon. He's got nice resources, and he hasn't fully lost control of the relics. There's no shipment of relics back home yet from JorDan. And while JorDan has completed the castle, this is what's beautiful about this. He did delay his Imperial Age to make these hand cannons because it costs food and it costs gold, which is the cost of imp. So, you know, Capoch, I could realistically see him pushing all this right back. First thing he should do is a Treb, which he's doing. And he's got a lot of time here. Now, JorDan needs to grab the relics. If you don't have Fervor already, JorDan, get it. And there they are. Do you ever see villagers box down a church before? Yep, that's what they're doing. Masonry for JorDan as he wants to hold control. Walls on the side now from JorDan. God, I love this map. This map is so good, dude. This map is so amazing. And there he goes. Get the relics and send it home, boys. There we go. Run, 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 run. Capoch? Oh, he tried to shoot the monk. Oh, man. Now, Turk Gunpowder does have more HP. So that's something to remember in the Gunpowder v Gunpowder fights. And is the Hussar going to chase down the monks right now? Oh, my God. You're kidding. Go get the monks. Get them. Run. Not my relics. Get it. Oh, get it, Hussar. Get it. No. Great job from JorDan. If he could get 1 or 2 more, I consider it a massive success. I mean, actually, at the end of the day, there's only 9 on the map. He's going to end up having 5 after this, so I think it's fine. We'll lose the castle. Capoch has more villagers, and we have ourselves a game, ladies and gents. Capoch is still going to have plenty of his relics. Capoch has a lot of momentum now. And Capoch already has bomber cannons on the way, too. And in this matchup, which we've seen pretty frequently, by the way, JorDan, don't forget about your siege tower, man. Please don't forget about your siege tower. You could actually use that. Okay, here's the thing that JorDan probably won't do that you guys need to try. I'm going to make a video about this. There's certain players messing around with siege towers more and more. Siege towers are incredibly good at soaking up like gunpowder fire, arrow fire of any kind. And they're fast. So what you could do in JorDan's position is you could have loaded up in that, rolled into town, ungarrisoned, shot the bombard cannons, and then just hopped right back in the siege tower and escaped. That was an actual realistic scenario here. Oh, God. Or you could just run right into Turk hand cannons that have way more HP and not use the tower that's staring you right in the face, JorDan. Okay, but he does kill 2 bombard cannons. I think JorDan will be a little unhappy with how that went, but it wasn't too terribly bad. What this does give him time to do is research the Hufnitsa upgrade, which means his cannons will be, they'll have more HP. Actually, do they have more HP than a bomber cannon from the Turks? I forget on the HP, but they do a bit more splash damage and a lot more damage in general. And it's just a straight up gunpowder war. Turks don't get elite skirmishers, so that's not an option. And I guess the Bohemians do, though you always have to be terrified if there's cannons out there of going elite skirm. Siege tower continues to just sit there. JorDan, please don't forget about it. JorDan, you could roll around the map and go to the golds. JorDan, not the siege tower, man. Okay. Do you get siege towers in Castle? Yeah, you can make it in Castle Age. Remember, JorDan made it in Castle Age. He wasn't an imp yet, right? Wonder if we're maybe going to see some type of a castle war. This is a great find from Capoch. He will deny this castle. You would think anyways. Meanwhile, conversions and fighting and that HP for Capoch and the momentum here is paying off for him. Also, love the fact both players are trying to get conversions, trying to heal. But JorDan just doesn't have the hand cannons, and the siege tower was epic, but Capoch with the epic defense. And he's starting to pressure this middle area. He will also lose all of these hand cannons over there. Well played, JorDan. Not easy to pay attention to that. Also, great job from Capoch. He might have lost his bomber cannon there, but he still killed all of JorDan's cannons there. Hand cannons, that is, in order to kill it. Or JorDan lost them all in order to kill it. It was a big sacrifice. Anyways, JorDan's back, though, guys, because he's got the Hufnitsa, and he will take out the Trebs, and so he will hold. Now, what Turks normally think is exactly what Capoch has just done. Artillery. So we've got the beefier cannons, the chunky cannons. Even the dudes are a little bit chunkier, pushing these things around. But then you've got the cannons with additional range now for the Turks. Okay, so we'll compare the HP. So it's 100 HP for Turks, I know that, and then 90. Okay. Gotcha. And then 40 attack versus 50. And more Pierce armor on the Hufnitsa, which is actually quite noticeable if something like skirms are out there. They are going to be fighting over here as well, which is quite important as there's so much stone and gold. And then JorDan hasn't, or sorry, Capoch rather, is not really taking the left side. I played a game the other day. It was a Turk mirror matchup, and it basically just turned into a cannon war. Like, nothing else really mattered, even though we did have lots of gunpowder units. Like, it must feel so helpless for Capoch right now. You have all of this gunpowder, 32 versus JorDan 6, but you can't get anywhere close to the Hufnitsa cannons because you could lose everything. And you can see his micros, he's done well so far, but one mistake and it could all fall apart for him. And wow, this is impressive from both players. So much gold for Capoch. And he seems to be massing Hussars and getting upgrades, and that's the go-to unit here, and JorDan knows it. So JorDan's actually switching into some Halbs to protect him. Nice split there from Capoch. This game is epic. I'm liking JorDan's long-term with the 5 relics and with the fact that the left side is walled. And also the fact that he takes that castle out. That was... Oh, man, this is crazy. Capoch is trying to catch up with the cannon numbers. Boom! Oh, this is going to be so bad, possibly. for the hand cannons. Let's see. Yes, you do have hand cannons versus Halb. Oh, but can you get it close enough? No, they're all starting to die. This is the composition you want with the Bohemians. You want the Halb and the Hoofnitsa, and it's so hard to control these armies. And oh man, Capoch is losing everything. Oh, and there's still plenty of cannons left for JorDan. Pain. Whoa, that was weird. How did two bodies appear there? Maybe I missed it. I don't know. I just really fear for Capoch at this point. I think maybe he would have to switch into something like Cav Archers. He hasn't really done that. He doesn't have the time for it either. It's too late. So he needs the army that he has right now to do something. And JorDan might not have that range, but he does have the damage. And he clearly is a little bit more accustomed to the micro in these scenarios, as well as he gets another nice pick off. Look at the splits from JorDan. This is also a product of Capoch having to think about other things and being under pressure. It's easier for JorDan as he continues to micro like a god. Look at this. Oh, yeah, it's very much a product of the situation here. Capoch is falling apart. And the game itself was just a masterpiece from JorDan. Taking that map control away from the Turks allowed him to take some of those relics, fall back, and then have the time to get to this composition. But the series as a whole, if you've been following Titans League, obviously massive as well, as this puts Capoch under some crazy pressure to get results because there's fear of relegation for Capoch. Depending on what other people do in Group C, there's absolutely fear of relegation for him now. On the right side, we do have, looks like this is all happening at the same time. Looks like there was a Trev there, and JorDan just sniped it. And so Capoch is going to get the cannon. But the middle, man. The middle still looks so freaking strong right now for JorDan. Not over, of course. Could swing back towards Capoch's control with a couple big cannon shots. So he's trying his best, but, oh, the mining camp's in the way, and he's not really able to utilize his range. And then, man, JorDan just getting Hussar conversions like a maniac. Love this from JorDan. You might lose control at some stage, so just take as much gold as possible here. I love this. It's a perfect decision. 13 cannons. 13 Hoofnitsa cannons. Again, we've seen Bohemians lose this matchup a lot. But a lot of that does come down to Turks pressuring them in early imp. Capoch had the faster imp, but he had the faster imp and he had to push out from home. And JorDan just continues to cream cannons. Anytime he sees them, just stomping them in the face with more cannonballs. That's very fun to be playing the game right now if you're JorDan. Also, defensive castles, I think, become a big talking point here, too. Like, these castles here along the front feel very strong. Capoch is going to have to somehow get back to that if he ever does push out. The T90, can you find the random spear from Capoch? Maybe at some point. I can look for them afterwards. I don't know where Capoch's random spear would be. But I'm also not sure how important that is right now for him. Look how fast the castle's going down. You can't repair that, man. Yikes. There's going to be one final splat. Capoch is a fighter, and he knows the stakes in this game. He's going to continue here, and then it feels like it's going to open up an opportunity for JorDan to get a big old bonk. I'm trying there. Capoch's trying. JorDan's got to pull the halves back. There's lots of hand cannons back there. More than he's seen in a long time. Splat! No, not really. Focusing on the castle, though. Castle's gone. Melted. Capoch is now out of gold. He doesn't have his relics anymore either. And he's also losing whatever little control he even has on this side. Now, as a player, he's probably queuing up gold units. Or trying to. Like, he's probably clicking them. And he's just unable to realize just how devastated his population is right now. I'm sure, to a certain extent, he knows. Also, interesting place to add a farm there, villager. But he doesn't know, oh, I don't have any more cannons in queue. Oh, I don't have 0 on gold. He'll probably look at it here in a moment. And then Capoch is going to have to tap out of this one. And splat! Splat! Nope. Didn't get splatted. What a game from JorDan. That is so cool. And I think, guys, we might actually be at a point where there has actually been a very important shift in the arena meta in this particular matchup, honestly. Because what people have tried so many times, except for ACCM, who went for the amazing Siege Tower play. Now, granted, I think that was against Italians. But to prove my point, whatever. I think Bohemians have just been sitting at home and they just wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, and they give up control. It actually seems to be worth it to research chemistry mid-castle, take a bit of map control because the Lycav don't really have any bonuses at play then, and then make it crazy from there. Really. Just think about it. JorDan got 2 relics that he wouldn't have otherwise got. He pushed Capoch off of all these resources for a while, and by the time Capoch got Trebs and his hand cannons and whatever else ready, JorDan had researched Hufnitsa and had the cannons. And there was an important moment here where, like, Capoch's army, or his total population was way higher. Let's go military population. Okay. This moment here, right? So this is when he has, I want to say, 30 hand cannons with a couple Trebs and a bomber cannon or 2. JorDan just went immediately into Hufnitsa. Right here. Boom. And Hufnitsa, and then he's holding with 5 or 6 units in his own castle. So that defense there was just impeccable from JorDan, and the timing was perfect. All opened up by the Siege Tower, of all things, going into Capoch's base, sending the villagers over as well. That was just fun Age of Empires 2. All right, so 72,000 resources brought in there from JorDan. Brought more of every resource, obviously near the tail end there. Like, Capoch's eco looked really, really bad, so it was probably closer for a while. And Capoch has 5 wins after 4 rounds now and has one more round against promoted player Ganji, who has not only... I think Ganji still got, like, another round after his series versus Capoch. There's a very big reality here in Titans League standings that Capoch could end up being relegated depending on the other results in Group C. But yeah, a fantastic individual game. Obviously on YouTube, you probably already know the drill. There's an extras channel if you want to watch more content from it.